It's me again. So I wanted to do this separately because the last video was getting very long. But a few of you had a few questions and I wanted to answer them publicly because I kept asking the same questions over and over again. So this is going to be really quick, but just to settle any thoughts or queries. And if you have any more, feel free to message me, private message me on Facebook, Twitter, anywhere. And I'm quite happy to respond to anything and everything. Some of you wanted to know why me. The answer to that is I was the first and only person in my family to be born here. Therefore, my situation is just completely different to the rest of my family's. Yeah, so I'm the first and only person to pursue this route and have to pursue it. With everyone else, it kind of is pretty plain and simple. They do need to apply for either African passports or they need to apply for the citizenship. The way that I'm doing now, the only difference is I think they'd have to do the life in the UK test, which is a ridiculous test, and I feel like I need to do a whole separate video on that monstrosity. But anyway, apologies, there are children in the next garden. Why don't you just get an African passport? Firstly, I went to go see an immigration lawyer a few years ago. I did mention that in the other video. And she advised the same thing, so I had a look. Couldn't read the website. So I don't know how I physically don't know how I could, but to be honest, like, logic would say get your parents to read it for you or something. If I'm completely honest, I'm just like, I would probably go to those lengths if I was African. Like, the only thing that makes me African is the fact that my skin is dark and my parents were born there, but this is my language, this is my culture, this is my home, these are the only streets I've ever known, the only food I've ever eaten, the only education I've ever known, the only tax system that I have paid into. Why should I? It sounds so obnoxious, but just like any of you who were in my position, who were born here, imagine being then told that you're not British and you need to go apply for something else. Like, why should anybody in that position be expected to do so, let alone pay over £1,000 to make it happen? Who has that kind of money laying around? It's just not realistic for anyone. And the final question was, wouldn't it be easier if my parents applied? Honestly, I don't think so. Having read what the letter said from the woman at the not the home office, the passport office. I was going to get it out and read it to you, but it's pretty easy to find online. I'll even leave a link to the government website where it details everything with this video. They needed to be British or settled at the time of my birth, and the problem is that they weren't. My parents came here to study, and then they got indefinite leave to remain when I was young. I was too young for me to really know the situation, but I was young when it happened. Secondly, like, my parents spent the first 35 plus years of their life in Africa. They are African, they feel African, that's who they are, that is their first language, that is their culture, regardless of where they've lived now for however long, 24 plus years, because obviously they came here just before I was born. So it isn't an issue for them. They're not having an identity crisis, I am. Yeah, and all that would happen is, like, let's say by some miracle that would help, you know, they would each have to pay £1,000 just for me to then go and pay £1,000. It doesn't really make a difference. All it's going to do is cause us to spend more money that we don't have and make them do something that they have no desire to do. So as far as I'm concerned, this is my fight, this is my cause. I plan on taking this further. I'm working on a petition right now on the government website with a friend of mine, but I just want to get it right because I know that there are so many legal ramifications of what I'm attempting to do, and I just want to get it right. But yeah, when things happen, and there is going to be an event soon. I don't have any specific information yet, but there is an event that we're gonna put on in conjunction with I don't know if I can say it yet, but there is an event happening. We're going to attempt to raise funds and awareness for people in a similar situation to myself. Too many people are messed about because of immigration issues, and it's easy to overlook it when you're not in it. And I hope to share a little bit more of these situations with everybody and make people aware of what is actually going on behind closed doors. So thank you again for watching. If you have watched both videos, yay you, discipline. Any more questions, feel free to ask. I'm quite happy to make more videos and share a little bit more with you. Otherwise, see you later. Have the greatest week. Goodbye.